Hi, welcome to another edition of Numero Studio. In this video, we will talk about the difference between ungrouped and grouped data and the steps in constructing a frequency table out of the raw scores. Let's begin with ungrouped data. An ungrouped data is really just the raw scores from actual measurements. So in this example, we are shown the birth weights measured in ounce from 10 consecutive deliveries in Cebu Doctors Hospital. A group data, on the other hand, is data presented as a frequency table. A frequency table is a tabular presentation of data into classes. In this case, there's 8 of them, and their corresponding frequencies. The highlighted portion means that there are 11 data points from the original raw data that are in the range of 76 to 80, and that there's only one data point that's in the range of 61 to 75. Now, how do we construct a frequency table out of a distribution or data set such as the one that's shown? We are given with the birth weights measured in ounce from 33 consecutive deliveries in Cebu Doctors Hospital. But before we move ahead, it is important to note that a frequency table is best recommended for distributions or data sets that have 30 or higher data points. Anything less than that is best kept as ungrouped data. So the first step is to find the range. The range is found by subtracting the lowest from the highest score. So in this case, we have 146 minus 58. This gives us 88. Second, we decide on the number of classes. An ideal number of classes of a frequency table would be from 6 to 15 classes. And say we have decided 10 for this example. For the third step, we compute for the class interval. A class interval is found by dividing the range and the number of classes, which is found in number 2. So in this case, we have 88 divided by 10, which gives us 8.8. Now it is recommended to always round up whatever the value you found in this formula. So in this case, we rounded up to 9. Now that we have the interval set to 9, we are now ready to construct the classes. We begin with the smallest number, which is 58, and keep on adding 9 to create 10 rows. So 58 plus 9 is 67, 67 plus 9 is 76, and so on. Again, we wanted to create 10 rows because we have decided on 10 classes earlier. Now we are ready to construct the upper limit of the classes. So starting with 58, we count 9 until we get to 66. From 67, we count 9 including of course 67, and we get to 75. Another way of looking at it is we know that the second class begins with 67, and so that this first class should end at 66. The third class begins with 76, and so the second class should end at 75. The fourth class begins with 85, and so the third class should end with 84. And you can do the same process until you get to the 10th class. Now that we have the 10 classes as desired in our frequency table, we are now ready to tally each of these data points in their corresponding classes. So we begin with 58, and 58 is found in the first class. 120 is in this class. 123 is in the class under that. 120 would also be located in this class. 98 is in this class. 62 is in this class, And we do the same process for the rest of the numbers. A completed tally of all the data points will now look like this, and so therefore these are its corresponding frequencies. A more polished and refined frequency table is shown, and a good way to know that all the data points have been accounted for is when the number of data points and the sum of the frequencies are the same. Now let's get to know some parts of your frequency table. So these are your classes, and there's 10 of them as decided on earlier. These are the lower limits and the upper limits, and of course your frequencies. As a final note, the two frequency tables you're showing are equivalent. The one on the left is when the classes are arranged in an increasing order, while the one on the right is when the classes are ordered in a decreasing order. It is important that you take consideration of these arrangements, as this will greatly affect in some of the calculations later on. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. I'll see you in the next one.